Pounders is how we describe the followers of Fantasy Dog Pound. Pat, creator of Best Ball Overlay, overall great guy, and he's wicked on the ice. Let's get into it.
Because I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. Anywhere one.
GM, gents, how's it going? Pat, how has your weekend been going? How's your summer been going? And anything else on your mind as we start off here?
Dude, we took a nice little break, had some vacays this summer, enjoying the dad time, but training camp is famously my favorite time to tune back in. So a couple nights in a row streaming, and we got CSI helping us out with the training camp news and the coach speak. So yeah, looking forward to a heavy draft end of season.
Hell yeah. Candyman, what's up, sir? Looking real ballsy. Anything to start us off here?
Doing well. I'm glad to be here with you fine gentlemen and excited for another episode of Ballsy. We're here with the man, the myth, the legend on ice, Pat. And we're going to be talking about this draft for years to come. This is I can already smell it. There's something in the air. It just feels like the chemistry is right. The vibes are right. We're feeling ballsy. We're going to be drafting a shipper on this one.
Yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, the reason for kind of the theme is Pat, I believe, had a game-winning shot in it was a charity tournament, Pat?
Yeah, it's as good as it gets in your 30s. That's prime time.
Exactly. So yeah, beer league champ. And we had to customize it for the homie here. We got D. Latumsky in here, GM. So yeah, before we kind of get into the draft, just you kind of started us off already, Pat, but just kind of like where this time of year, we're obviously kind of getting into training camp. We're going to start to get some news. We've already got some news to drop within the last few days. Kind of how are you approaching these next few weeks going into kind of full kind of redraft season when everything kind of starts up in August?
Yes, on the best ball side of things.
On the best ball side of things,
Yeah. So basically, this is where I am adjusting my takes. Right, I'm hoping those guys that I was drafting early, we get that good news, that good positive news. Diggs not on the pup list. He rises, and then I don't have to draft him anymore because I'm well ahead of the field on him with exposures. But this is the perfect time to make those adjustments and confirm priors. Make sure you get that news that that guy is the RB2 in that offense. One of those rooms we're gonna be looking at, all eyes on, is Jacksonville. 3 RBs. We still really no one knows what to do with them. And this is that time.
Candyman, what about you? You've been drafting a ton on stream, off stream. I know, there has been a lot of vacations. I feel like this is the time of year where everyone's kind of, the final chill stretch before we kind of get into heavy content season, end of July, early, starting into August. But kind of how are you finding these rooms? Anything that's really standing out to you and changing your approach coming into these next few weeks?
Yeah, I think I'm interested to see how the rooms change come August. There's going to be an influx of newer drafters, people who are new to best ball. I would expect and maybe suspect the QBs could be rising, especially some of the big name guys. You're going to see Mahomes going unstacked more often, those kind of things. So just, where you can in the smaller tournaments, kind of dialing in your strategies. And then for things like Ball Mania, I was talking about this pre-show. I've been saving them up and I'm going to be going hard in August on the Best Ball Manias. Once we get through these training camps, get a little bit more information, and man, it seems like new news comes out almost every day in the football world. Retirements, players off or on the pup, these kind of things. And like Pat was saying, getting that extra inside information that we can get the edge wherever we can get it. Coach Speak Index being one of those that we all know and love here. We've had Greg on the show and we've talked to him, and then just listening. Another thing is just listening to other sharp people in the community, what they're hearing, what they're saying, what they're seeing, and guys who have been there and done that. So I'm just pumped. I'm getting ready for August. It's going to be the peak of best ball summer.
Yeah. And we, as I said in the intro, Pat, creator of Best Ball Overlay. We've been using it on stream, Candyman, running the ship for us, and super useful kind of, there's so much movement throughout the summer. There's ADP risers, fallers, and just balancing your portfolio. So definitely want to shout that out. It's an amazing tool, always being worked on, improvements are being made. So yeah, shout out to you guys over there.
Thanks. You gotta give credit to Josh. He is the
Best Ball
creator.
Josh, yes.
He's absolutely. Josh is working on it. He's my partner and he does an amazing job.
So I do want to get into something quick before we get to our ballsy takes of the week. We saw Noah Fant being released. My former darling. I was a Fant stan for years and years. Not so much this year, but how, if at all, is that changing anything on the Seahawks side for you? I'll start with you, Pat.
Yeah, I just placed him in the ranks, and I have him as like a 17th round pick in that Chiggy range. I'm not boosting him ahead of like Kate Otten, so I don't think he's like moving to the 15th. No. I have him behind Kate Otten, kind of where Chiggy is.
Nice. What about you, Candyman? Anything different or kind of same thoughts there? Oh, I think you're muted.
We're gonna need the take again. Maybe it's better on the second one. But Sam Darnold Arroyo backstack, super clean now too.
Yeah, opens up another one.
I've been sprinkling some in Arroyo in during like the big board, and then not so much since the NFL draft, but maybe in some of these smaller tournaments like puppies and things, time box contests where the stacks made sense. I hadn't drafted any Fant at all this whole year, just kind of expecting that he'd get cut or just wouldn't really have a large role, or maybe there's like no true winner in that tight end room. But now that Arroyo is kind of looking good for his hopes to get more snaps, splitting with AJ Barner. I moved Arroyo up. I think I moved him up not crazy high, but kind of like the end, like 18th round. I think he's still an 18th round, 17th round pick if you really need to get him.
Nice.
Where's Fant going, boys? Where's Fant going? Predictions.
Into the shadow realm. Oh,
go away.
Bindles, can Fant block?
I mean, I would say he's like adequate, but not like a good blocker. Yeah. I think Miami would be fun. If I think I don't know who it was on Twitter was saying that, but I mean, I think that would be like, that's kind of, he is fast. He does have the wraps.
Liam.
Liam. Yeah. But
so he's not much of he's not like an incredible blocker, or he's like adequate.
No, definitely not incredible.
He's not going to the Texans then,
because they need Seattle used 3 tight ends all season long, all 5 years.
Right. I mean, that's what the Parkinson role was when he was there. And then, of course, Barner last season actually had a few touchdowns as well, because I think he was playing that kind of that role near the red zone for blocking for them.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I think he definitely is, like, I know he's had a couple of years of kind of a down years, but I do think kind of like a la Njoku, like I think he could land somewhere where he's at least useful enough and could have a kind of later career resurgence. I don't want to just completely bury him, but we'll have to see where the dust settles for sure. It's not not gonna just draft him. Obviously, he is in the shadow realm until further notice, until we get a landing spot and everything. So yeah, with that being said, why don't we get into our ballsy takes of the week, and then we can get a draft going. So Pat, as our esteemed guest for the evening, why don't we start with you? What is your ballsy take of the week? You're looking real ballsy with those glasses, with the underdog hat there, with the biceps out.
Yeah, dude. So we went ahead and we went with this one where everyone that's like watching content or consuming content, whatever. A lot of the influencers, everyone's on Jordan Mason. And this is someone that I think's too expensive by probably about 30 picks. And I do still think Aaron Jones is that guy. I said in the DM that Aaron Jones is James Conner from last year, but Aaron Jones is probably just Aaron Jones from last year. And Jordan Mason is expensive Ty Chandler.
That's a blow to Candyman's heart right there, and BBG and pretty much all the streamer bros that I know. So I think it's reasonable, because I think it's real. I think it's weird because I'm kind of in the middle of both of those. Like, I kind of think Mason he's climbed up a little bit too much for my liking. I kind of liked it when he was going maybe where he was maybe a month ago. I think I was a little bit more comfortable, but I still think if he does kind of eat into that goal line role and then get just contingent value on top of that, I think it's fine. It's kind of like similar to a Charbonnet type play. But I also think Aaron Jones is a good click as well. Just obviously very good offense. And when he's healthy, he's been really good. So I kind of it's like playing both sides of the coin there. But Candyman, how are you feeling about that? I know you're a Mason bro, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily anti Aaron Jones, but would love to hear your thoughts on Pat's take.
Yeah, no, I'm not anti Aaron Jones. I'm pretty bullish on the Vikings, their offense. Kevin O'Connell's ability to coach and scheme up some nice plays. They've got the engine of the offense with Jet, and then they've got some other nice skill position players around him. My thing with Aaron Jones would just be, I think he's really good for fantasy as a real life running back. I think he has limitations, and I think Jordan Mason can complement him nicely. So I'd like to see Jordan Mason maybe overtake the majority of like the rushing workload, but there's still going to be some high value snaps, touches that go to Aaron Jones. I'm just thinking maybe if Jordan Mason can be like this elite rusher, which he kind of showed through the first 6 weeks before he got injured last season, then he'll carve out his own role. And I think one of the reasons why is the game against San Francisco that Jordan Mason had, and the game against Minnesota that he had when he was on San Francisco, and the coaching staff in Minnesota took note, and they're like, we got to get this guy. Of course, San Francisco couldn't pay everyone. They've paid Purdy, they paid Ayuk, McCaffrey, and so they had to let Debo go. They had to let Jordan Mason go for cheap, practically nothing. But I think we're in like a league, the type of like league we're in now that you can have two effective running backs, and we've seen it with different teams over the years. I think the Vikings could be one of those.
Do we know how good Jordan Mason is? He played for San Fran. We're operating off of. He only had 3 touchdowns. It's like this dude punched in Gus Edwards 10 touchdowns. Right? Everyone's like, oh, he's gonna have the goal line role. Like, he had 3 touchdowns last year for San Fran. He played a shit ton of games. Yes, I mean, some good advanced analytics, but not a ton of years of data. Last year he had 150 touches. After that, years past 40 touches. Not someone that catches the ball. I just think he's like behind Charbonnet for me. Aaron Jones played every game last year too.
That's true. I will rebut with before the AC joint injury for Jordan Mason, he had 100 more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he was a beast on the ground for sure. But San Fran, man, they turned Garendo, who was inactive to start the season. They made him look usable.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Like pretty much anyone that gets the ball. Who was the guy? Jeff
True.
Wilson, right? Like he was cooking in San Francisco. So I mean, yeah, I see both sides of it. This isn't one where I'm just like gonna dunk on either one of you. I think there's fair. There's good people on both sides, and we will take that over to Candyman. What is your ballsy take of the week? I think we've had some fun ones in the last coming week. So excited to hear yours.
Yeah, my ballsy take of the week is that Jordan Mason is RB1 on the season. No, I'm kidding. No, for real though.
No bias, no bias.
My real RB1 on the season, and I think I've kind of alluded to this before, or mentioned it before, but it's Jahmyr Gibbs. And I think sooner or later, Montgomery's just phased out. Last year, the split, it was something like, I want to say it was 15 touches on average per game to Montgomery, 15 or 16. And then Gibbs had maybe it was 17, 18. It's been that kind of range. I think this year we see Gibbs get up to, I mean, it could be as much as 20 touches a game. And he's so efficient. The offense has been humming and scoring so well. As long as the new offensive coordinator, Morton, doesn't like screw everything up, I think this could be huge. It could be Gibbs, breakout year. He's already broken out, but like his superstar year where everyone knows his name. He's the RB that we're drafting at the 101 next year in fantasy. And he kind of showed it through weeks like 15, 16, and 17 when Montgomery was out or kind of limited, putting up like 23 fantasy points per game. And so it's McCaffrey-esque. He does a lot of it through the air, so he doesn't have to get all of these like rushing touches and attempts to get there. He can do it off of touchdowns and in the receiving game. So I think he might be a guy you need this year in fantasy. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, bet on the talent, and I think the Lions will regress a little bit. It's hard to keep, they had 2 years where they kind of just all the things were coming together other than their defense staying healthy. So I think they'll still be a solid team, probably maybe like 10, 11 win team, but not the kind of juggernaut they have been. But yeah, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, he might be behind Saquon Barkley, like 101, 102 in terms of just real life NFL running back talent. So definitely with you on that one. Can see the upside case there. Want to shout out quickly. We got Nick Bach. He's doing good stuff over on his channel. So go check him out. We got Jeff T in here, and we got Best Ball on Call. Fellow Michigander, although now I'm in Canada, but my heart is still in Detroit. My ballsy take of the week is Kenneth Walker finishes as a top, I'm going to go 6 running back on the season and half PPR. I think it's kind of just like a black or white thing. Like, I think if he stays healthy, I don't really think the offense even has to be really that good. Like, even if stuff kind of falls apart, they're just going to run the ball a ton. They brought over the coordinator from New Orleans, who they were killing it for a while there in the beginning before kind of everything went to shit with injuries and whatnot. So I just think Walker, his talent is just pretty immense. He was getting his not coming out of college and kind of in his first year was kind of the receiving game. And last year he showed that he, can excel in that area as well. So, and then on top of that, shaved his head, looking like prime Adrian Peterson with a bald head, grown man, bald head. So I think that's, not in the spreadsheets, but extra little touch on top of there that I think can put him over the top. All right, guys. Anything else before we jump in here? If you guys are in the chat and you want to jump in this draft with us, we will be entering, I think right now. So you have a 10-second delay to get in here with us.
Yeah, I like the Ken Walker take. I think he is a dog. I mean, he can catch passes, hopefully bust off some big runs. And like you said, the new offensive coordinator, the strong defense, we saw that Charbonnet was like effective filling in for him. And if he is, the more talented running back, he just kind of wins out and stays healthy, big things. And he's pretty cheap. I mean, pick 50, pick 55 overall, depending on the day. man, I feel like he should be a 4th rounder.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously the offense and like the offensive environment is a lot different between him and like a Josh Jacobs, but like from a talent perspective, I feel like they're pretty close. So yeah, maybe not as many scoring opportunities just for the team overall, but
Right.
I think he should be, I don't know, 10, 15 clicks higher. I think it's just kind of hard for guys to move up, and there's still just like the Sharps effect going on where people are just worried about that. So
I feel like a lot of people are just playing Seattle through the run game as well. Like people aren't as excited to draft JSN. They're not excited to draft Cup.
True.
Now it's like, hey, we got Arroyo. He's 17th round quick. Like I'll pick him. But like I feel like Seattle's not, they're not getting a lot of buzz. Where are you guys on the pass catchers in Seattle?
I'm pretty much fading Seattle to some extent. This is Best Ball Mania exposures only, so it doesn't tell the full story. But JSN 2%, Ken Walker 9, Cup 5 somehow, Charbonnet 5. I haven't drafted Sam Darnold, Arroyo 2, MVS 2, Horton 2. So like I'm playing it through Ken Walker, and that's it really.
Yeah, I'm pretty worried on JSN particularly. Just I don't know if the touchdowns through the air are necessarily going to be there, and I think it's hard. Like he had 100 catches and I think 1,100 yards last year, and I think 6 touchdowns. It's like, which is fine where he's going, but it's not really like winning you a league at that cost, and I don't really see the touchdown upside there in that offense. Let's see here.
I do need to get more though. Like I don't want to be 2%. All of the players I just mentioned. I'd rather be 4%. So I'm a little low, but it's early. I've done 61 drafts. We're on the clock in the 11th spot. How are we feeling about this one, Pat?
It's a Monra for me, and then we'll see what comes back.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Monra caught a 50-yard bomber today from Goff.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I pulled up my combo tool based on the available players. I've taken them with kind of all the guys in this range, but not Genty, it looks like.
That's interesting.
And not Henry either.
This is A-Chan for me all day and twice on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's got to be. And I've done it with A-Chan, but I need to get more of that. It's a great combo. And I did pull right before the trade news with Jonnu. We had Neil Orfield talking with Bindles and I, and he was more bullish on kind of like certain parts of the Dolphins and pretty, I would say, bearish on Tyreek. And so then I was thinking more about it. I was like, yeah, that could make sense. They just play it through A-Chan. And then, last year we were drafting A-Chan, really, really high. So I don't know what the big difference is. With healthy Tua could be good. So I don't know. Something came together. I think it was the end of June. I moved A-Chan to the 1-2 turn for me. And I've been trying to work up that exposure ever since. But it's hard when there's all these good receivers here as well.
Yeah. I talked about this yesterday. I really think you could pull, you can go A-Chan at 12 and then just pull your favorite second round receiver with them. Drake London, AJ Brown, Ladd. If you think those guys are all in the same tier and you're not going to lose much projection, like go AJ Brown. Like, that combo is going to be so low owned, so low.
Yeah, good shout. I like that.
Pat, do we need to start drafting Ladd at the 1-2 turn?
I hesitate a little bit. So I would have like a mini tier break, Drake London, AJ Brown, then Ladd. But I have Ladd a little closer to the back end, but that's just me.
I have him ranked one spot behind Bowers for me. And it just comes down to the fact that when they were in college together, Brock Bowers was the grown-ass man, and Ladd McConkey was getting relegated. His targets, everything is all Bowers, right? So that kind of sticks in my mind. Yeah. But when I'm hearing the coach speak about Ladd, and when I'm thinking about that offense, and it's just the future, it's so bright for these rookies and sophomores on the Chargers.
Yeah,
things are starting to point in that direction, right? Yeah. This is the way they're going. And I think Herbert is super undervalued. I think he could have another good season like he did when he was earlier in his career.
The good thing for Ladd is there's no Bowers on the Chargers, so he can kind of be the superstar there. They do bring in Trey Harris, so we'll see what happens. But they're talking today about who they want to be in the X and the starting. It looks like they're starting Trey Harris in the Z, and they'll see if Quinn Johnson can catch passes.
Clinton or Rager even.
Rager,
they mentioned. Yeah, he got a shout.
In the year of our Lord 2025, we're still talking about Jalen Rager. Come on.
All right, Pat, this could be a chance for us to get some JSN exposure. There's Adams, JSN, Rice keeps falling. I don't know if where you've exactly been thinking to take Rice, but we've got our dealer's choice kind of, with these ones.
I'm a Adams fader, but at 35 seems pretty good.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, JSN, it seems like he's been falling a little bit too, and want to flip that, or you just want to stick with Adams?
I would leave the JSN here.
Yeah,
and I have my eye on 3 players. There's 1, there's 2. This is probably Hampton for me. Will be double bye week 12, but
I'm good with it. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. I'm very bullish on Hampton too. And like we've been saying, he probably deserves to be going the 3rd round. And how much longer are we going to be able to get him in the 4th? I don't know.
Yeah, I think my ballsy take of the week 2 weeks ago was Hampton finishes the top 12 running back. And obviously that was before Najee and kind of the incident that happened with him. So I don't want to victory lap that take. But I think even with Najee before that happened, like round 1 running back, good offense, good O-line.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a little bit mispriced even before that. And then you bake in that, even if it's not a huge thing, even if it just allows Hampton to kind of start a little bit quicker in the beginning of the season, I think he's a smash here. So yeah, I love
a little
that for us.
Potentially a little quicker than what we thought, with Najee having maybe potentially like 60-40 to start, and then Hampton comes back, and then you're really looking at that end of season upside. I think Najee's going to be a full go for week 1, but we'll see.
I would assume that's the case based on the reports we've been hearing, but yeah, I mean, even if it's just a slight edge, I think he already was too cheap. So,
but Boog says I hate old people, but my highest drafted player is Diggs. So I do
young at heart. Diggs is young at heart.
I am fading Devontae Adams though. I have quite the low stance on 3rd round Devontae Adams. I'm pretty comfortable with him burning me. I'm at 2.7%. I think we got him in a good spot.
Yeah, that was a good fall. But give me your take on that. I'm interested because I know like Emo Cowboy is all in. He's been taking them kind of at that 2-3 turn there.
Emo has like 40% or something. So
I would love. Yeah, I'm just interested to hear. Both you guys I think are super sharp. So
yeah, for me, there's so much young talent that goes around here now. I'm okay with being wrong on an old player in the 7th or 7th round, just about with Diggs. But when we're talking about the 3rd round, the players that go around, I'm on the clock. I'm looking at Devontae Adams, like Terry McLaurin, or like Josh Allen. I'm just gonna go elite QB here every time because it's extremely hard to go wrong by going a QB that's going to finish in the top 3 every year.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, no, I think someone in the chat was also asking about thoughts on elite QBs, so that's a good caveat or parlay into that. I think, yeah, they're just good clicks, and they're probably going to rise as we get into August. So definitely think you can't really go wrong with any of those top 3 guys. Allen,
what's more likely? What's more likely, Devontae Adams going back in the 2nd round next year, or Devontae Adams, falling into the 7th round next year?
Oh, it's definitely more likely falling out. Yeah, 100%.
So doesn't that kind of tell you all you need to know?
We're on the clock. But just by ADP, it's like Adunze, Olave, James Conner, Harvey. What do you think, Pat?
To grab a receiver, whoever you like.
Who's your choice here between? I think I'm probably Olave or Jennings. I'm not a huge Rome guy, but we're gonna we can probably
get some Rome.
We'll go Rome share. Your first Rome share?
Literally my first. I've been maybe it's because I haven't fully updated the CSV. I feel like I did draft Rome earlier this week. You know what actually got me back onto Rome was just drafting so many of these damn rookie and sophomore contests. RJ Harvey and Jacoby Myers goes at the 12 spot. We're back. We can get Olave. We can get James Conner or Henderson.
Go Olave.
Olave, let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the yards per route run king. If we're gonna get Devontae Adams, who's been steadily declining in his yards per route run, and maybe getting towards that age cliff. But at the end of the day, we only need to win week 17, right? So Adams still could always pop off for a huge game. That's kind of for best ball. I think that's my bull case for Adams. But I think what you said about him, yeah, obviously next year we're not going to be drafting him in the 3rd round. If anything, it's going to be slightly lower, regardless of what happens. But then we have upside in a Dunze, and then people forget Olave was a 2nd, 3rd round pick pretty much every year in fantasy.
I think Olave, you're getting the concussions baked in, which that's a bet that I want to make.
I'm with you. Yeah, no, it's just, he's too talented of a player to be going this late. Like I think he's a smash at cost here.
And it fits this team perfectly because, I'd love to take a swing on Henderson. We've got Hampton and Achane. Like, we don't really need much more firepower at running back. We can lean into knowing that we like some late running backs. It's all about getting the wide receivers that have huge upside early. And I think Olave and Odunze are those 2 guys for this team that next year easily could be round 2-3 guys.
And coming back to us, you're praying you're getting like Golden, Reed, or Diggs. And like there's a little cliff there. So depending on how the room goes, it looks like it's going wide receiver heavy right now. We could get, you could get destroyed. So,
I always like the clock where Worthy, Rice, and Addison have been going lately. It looks like Worthy did go at pick 36. So entering the 3rd round, we saw Rice actually go 48. That's kind of late. I've seen him get snatched up a lot in the 3rd round. And Addison 66. So pretty much at ADP, no fall there. What have you been noticing with any of those 3 guys, Pat?
I love Addison, man. I think the price is fully baked in for missing 3 games. That's the way I feel it. If he somehow didn't get suspended this year, he'd be going in like the Zay Flowers range, like just over a round. So
absolutely.
I love the Addison click, especially the time box contest. I've been hovering 8-9%. I don't want to go too crazy just in case we get that news like we did with like Ricky Pearsall or like whatever, but it seems like people are already like baking this in. So I'm okay staying on around field, but I like the end of season upside for Addison.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm big in on Addison. I think he's just a spike week type of guy. Good, better in best ball, maybe even.
Yeah.
And can't be the true alpha on his team with Jet there, but man, still has some nice weeks.
Okay, looks like we are back up on the clock here in a moment. I
guess Diggs is gone. Damn.
Yeah, he went early. He went at the turn on the other side.
I'm down for whatever. This
Downs or Mooney. If we want to go receiver, we could go running back here with Pollard.
Your call, Pat.
Aaron Jones.
I like one of those RBs, and then grabbing one of the receivers. So whatever way you want to do it.
Let's go.
Let's grab Jones. Yeah. Perfect week 17. Little tie break to go with Amon-Ra. Never hurts. And then one of the receivers you're thinking to get our 5th receiver, or we could grab.
Let's go Mooney. Let's go Mooney with Adams.
Yeah, perfect. I love that.
Wait, who are we going? Mooney. All the best ball
about to break out
this year.
I thought you were about to break out Willie Knows Ball. Willie Knows Ball. Willie Knows Ball.
You know what? I was literally thinking of that as we started the stream. I was like, I should have had that first little part of that
little hook
up here. Yeah.
Man, best ball summer. Are we peaking right now? Because I thought best ball summer was going to peak in August. We might have peaked early with what's going on in the last 48 hours.
Best ball drama is so lame. You gotta stay tuned though.
I imagine describing this to your wife. I could never. She thinks I'm just playing football. This is just football. But there's, imagine describing this.
I'm kind of sad because someone came at me saying like Diggs was gonna play starting week 10, but like he never made a rap song about me.
Wait, you said who was gonna play week 10?
He said Diggs was gonna play.
Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
Diggs is the guy.
Diggs. 100%.
I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
There's actually seems to be a few guys that don't think that.
Dude, what did he say about Cardi B? Can you guys say that on the channel? You get demonetized. About the BBL smelling.
Oh my god!
Apparently,
hey,
that's
there's
the
no
thing.
Cardi B. Like you gotta. That's a half a round right there. That's a half a round right there. He's going up.
True. He's focused. He's focused in. Man, I really wish we could have drafted Diggs on this squad, but we fit it in anyway. He's got the clip rolling.
Perfect.
Best ball drama. When's I think we're gonna get PPR Tyler on Best Ball Love Island. We're gonna merge the wives and the Best Ball Bros together, and we're gonna get the ratings popping. So,
Jesus.
If there was such thing, there's the Best Ball virgins like PPR Tyler, right? But then if there was ever such thing as like single women in Best Ball, that that just doesn't exist, right? It's 99.9% men in the algo,
Best ball babes. Best ball babes.
Yeah. I'm mostly joking, shout out to all of the women in Best Ball that we know and love and respect. But for PPR Tyler's sake, I don't think he's going to find love anywhere in these streets. We're back on the clock.
What's the team looking like? Scroll.
Yeah. Amon Ra, Roma Dunze.
Is Caleb there?
Let's grab Caleb.
Yep. Let's
Pull the trigger. Let's get him right.
Ripper.
Because
Nice call.
we'll see if Luther Burden comes back. If not,
so let's go through the team real quick.
we could
Caleb,
double tap. with
Achan,
Goff.
Hampton, Aaron Jones, Amon Ra, Devontae Odunze. We just stacked up Olave, Darnell Mooney. So tight end wise, nothing we have to get. No priority there. Wide receivers. I'm a pretty big fan of Burden, but we don't have to get him, obviously, just to see what happens with Goff. ADP would have us going for a Sharbs or a Tajay Spears, maybe Scattaboo. I don't know about Judkins. And then QB, right? It's the obvious play would be to go Goff. I'm pretty sure.
If you want to play, you could play either one. Goff, do we stop at 2, or do you want to try to get Penix or one of the other ones? It's up to you.
I think it's
Penix
got to be Goff when you have a Monra.
Okay, let's do it. I agree.
I just kind of envision it's like you're sitting there in week 17 and you're the Amon-Ra team, and maybe you're facing off against it could be anything, a CeeDee Lamb team, or it could be a Jamar Chase team. You gotta want to hope that Amon-Ra is the guy you have to have in week 17. Would be nice to have him with Goff. Not, obviously you could get beat out by Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields rushing upside, but it just seems like more than half the time I'm going to want Goff with my winning Amon-Ra roster.
Yeah, no, I agree. What's the percent you got him stacked up?
Let's find out. I hope it's a lot, because I was drafting a pretty decent amount.
Best Ball overlay. Use code "Take him to the candy shop. I want to lick a lollipop" for candy.
Oh God. Code Garage, please. Also, code Pounder. Shout out.
Code Garage, please.
So my Monra is 75% combined.
That's good. You
We're
definitely
staying sharp
want
over here.
50.
What's that?
You definitely want over 50, I'd say.
Yeah. My any true pocket passer with an elite wide receiver, my goal is to be 60 to 75 minimum.
Yeah.
That's logical.
It's tough with Burrow. I'm getting screwed on the 101. I'm getting screwed on Burrow, getting back to even pick 48. So my Jamar Chase Burrow is 20%. Incredible.
Yeah, no, I have 5% Chase. So I think it just dipped under. So I feel you.
Yeah, I'm at 5%.
Where the 101's going.
That's okay. You know,
They're going to Steve. They're going to Steve. Every time Steve drafts with me, he gets the 101.
All right, Steve, you're coming on my stream here on out every night.
No, like when he's in the stream against me.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. I can't get the 101.
He has some sort of 101 magnet in his pocket that's just soaking them all up.
Yeah.
We got
Hey,
Gerardo. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I had 10% of the 101s last year. How'd that go with CMC?
We got Gerardo DFS saying, "What's the drama?" All I'm gonna say is, Willie knows ball. Willie knows ball. Willie knows ball.
If you're not on Twitter, you probably wouldn't know, and if you're not in the Discords, you definitely wouldn't know what's anything going on. But man, it's just this little microcosm of best ball, this little corner of fantasy football that we love and we know. What a great community!
Shout out to Davis. Shout out to Davis announcing, he's gonna have a kid soon. So
incredible. We need a tight end. I like Goddard. We don't have to reach though. He's there. Kincaid's there. Otherwise, we could be looking at not a whole lot at wide receiver, running back. I'm not sure. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, tight end. You could give a small boost to Hollywood for early season, but I don't think we need him. Hollywood's like my favorite guy to click when you have like Addison or Ayuk, like players that you think are going to start slow to start the season.
Hollywood goes. Herbert goes. Let me think. I don't think there's any other QBs we want, right? So we could look at running back and get Davis. Are you cool with that, or do you want to double tap tight end?
I love the Ray Day.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do. Pat, I'd love for you to give us a quick recap of this team through our first 12 picks.
All right, we're looking at a 2-4-5-1, very balanced build. Caleb and Goofer. We're probably going to stop here at 2 QBs, save a roster spot. Achan, Omarion Hampton, Aaron Jones, Ray Day. That's looking pretty good. Not going to lie. Week 17 bring back with Aaron Jones as well. Amon-Ra, Devontae Adams, Adunze, Olave, Darnell Mooney, and we have Goddard at tight end. The only small thing there, Goddard's interesting. I probably need more, but what's your guys take on Goddard? Is this going to be the year that we get multiple big games? Because we always see him get one each year, but we want that like 3 times a year so he can go where like Ingram is.
Yeah, I think he's pretty underpriced. I just think Eagles were so run heavy last year. I just find it pretty hard that's going to happen again. So I kind of like all the Eagles pass catchers kind of just on a bounce back this year. And he still has
a good point too. Really
good contingent value. And it is a pretty condensed passing game too. Like really only 3 guys. So I think it's a great clip.
It's been like that though.
Good points.
My thing, but the schedule is we might get some closer games, which means less running potentially for Philly. But those are good points.
And I mean, they're playing the Bills in week 17. You would think there could be a high scoring game. It could be something on the line. Maybe both teams are taking it easy because they've got walking into a bye week or something for each of them in their respective divisions. But let's just hope it's a good game. Overall, season long wise, he's never played a full season in the NFL. So I like to take Goddard with a 3 tight end build, particularly. And I like to pair him up with other elite tight ends. It also, in the case, because I think that he can have really nice weeks. Week 3 last year, he went for 10 receptions, 170 receiving yards, put up 24 fantasy points, and like broke the slate at the position. And so he's just one of those guys that I think is a little undervalued and getting tossed into the range of, to me, and Evan Ingram is not as exciting. He's more of like a PPR scam type of guy. But Dallas Goedert, maybe people just hate the injury bug, but I think he can win you a week from the tight end position, which is valuable.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the tight ends after the elites are just kind of like hoping for touchdowns in the right weeks. And if it's a good offense, we know Goddard is pretty talented, not like elite level talented, but I think it's just a good bet.
We're
Two of
almost
these
on the
guys would be
clock.
nice.
Pat
No way.
Garindo is there. Ferguson is there. So they're both falling about, 10, 12 picks past ADP. Otherwise, it'd be Algier, who's about in this range. And then we could think about Stafford. I don't think we need him, but maybe we keep pushing him.
I'd feel real good about Fergie here. Holy shit.
Yeah, let's grab Ferguson,
let's
right?
go.
Guys, I have an emergency in the house, so just give me 1 second. I'll be
You're
back
good.
in a second.
We'll hold it down.
The only other thing you could think about doing here is just like Pitts and Penix with our Mooney for the bring back with Adams would have been interesting.
Yeah, I guess Penix was gone, right?
Penix.
Stafford's there, but let's prioritize maybe running back and receiver.
Because where that was a 3. Damn, we got a nice fall.
Who would you prefer?
Let's go Dobbs.
Okay.
Either
You don't
either
hate
way.
Dobbs,
It
right?
really it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not a
I was
big
thinking
Dobbs drafter, but
Right.
I'm coming around a little bit. It's such a wide receiver dead zone after where he goes, and I think I saw like Thielen get drafted. Did someone pull up Demario Douglas too? So
I think Douglas was available.
Okay, Douglas available.
Yeah.
It's sort of a dead zone after Dobbs. I think you can bring Pierce basically all the way up. I like the Coach B coming from Douglas now.
I have Douglas and Pierce
more.
are my next 2 ranked guys. I agree on both of those.
Yeah.
We do have a little bit to worry about with our week 5 bye, but hey, these are not our top 2 players, right? It's not the end of the world. I thought Dubs because it's a fine pick, kind of right at ADP, but the week 16 correlation at Chicago, and also it gives us just a little bit more depth. I didn't want to force a 5th running back right now if we didn't have to. And then with Stafford, it's like we feel pretty good about Goff and Caleb Williams. How much is Stafford really going to add if we don't have him? With Puka, Devontae Adams is fine, but and then the other thing is the Packers are going to play the Lions and the Bears. I think twice for each of them, but maybe one of them is a week 18. I'd have to look at the schedule to be 100% sure, but that just also kind of just a little bit more correlation. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I've personally been trying to get away from the overspending on QB, 3 QBs, kind of limiting your upside in the finals. Like you're only starting 1 QB, so you're already starting an extra spot behind a certain portion of the teams, maybe 40, 48% of the teams. It's going to be pretty equal, 3 QB, 2 QB. It wouldn't have been an overspend, but at the end of the day, when you're in week 17, I'd probably prefer a 2 QB team over a 3.
Yeah, if you can get there and you're in week 17, I think probably I go back and forth, honestly. I go back and forth, but I think ideally you want to hit the nuts and be like, yeah, I got the right QB that I need. And the second QB is, you're not even worried. If you have Lamar Jackson with Geno Smith, whatever, who cares who your QB2 is if Lamar Jackson's just ripping and roaring in the playoff weeks. But then for some other builds, I think it might be nice just to have some depth and consistency. Last year the QBs didn't suffer a ton of injuries, but in previous years we've seen ACLs. Even if they're not out for the season, you could have a quarterback who's a high ankle or a shoulder. They're just performing subpar, or they're missing 2 or 3 games. And so I'm just thinking from like an injury perspective, I might like my team that wins it for me to like endure and potentially just be a little bit more resilient.
Where that one would have made a lot more sense, like price, not bad, especially what we already spent on the other 2, but also we have a stack and bring back too for week 17. So just giving you another game option. I like that for the 3 QBs. If you're just going like a naked 3rd QB or you're doing it,
Stafford could have been there at 179. So if he was there, we'd obviously take him, right?
Yeah.
So we felt good. Douglas is still there. He's a guy we both like. And I'm going to look at the running backs just for comparison's sake. ADP.
I'd go Dowdle. Personally.
Do you want to go Dowdle first?
I would.
Okay.
Bendies.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Either way, I've got 16% Dowdle. I was drafting a ton of Dowdle because they're really good, Carolina Panthers offensive line. I'm bullish that the Panthers can be a better team than last year, that Bryce Young can kind of take a step forward.
He's like one of the cheaper RB handcuffs, right?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. And we get
And we
Douglas
got
back.
Douglas too.
The argument's been, it's like, and I've heard people say this, and I don't really know any better, but what if it's not Dowdle that's the handcuff, which is hard to believe because, I mean, he put up 1,000 yards last season, right? You know, he had over 1,300 total yards. So it seems like he could be the guy to do it. But the people that
ETN
will argument, that on the ETN
People
side,
are real hot on the ETN right now. Yeah.
which he's barely getting drafted. So maybe he has some leverage play because Dowdle gets drafted every single draft, but ETN maybe gets drafted 5% of the time.
That's definitely one you're gonna want to keep up with, and with the coach speak and training camp for sure. Man, the one for me that really is a tongue twister is the Jags backfield. Like, does ETN get moved at some point this year? Is ETN the guy at first? He loses his job. Like, now he's cracked the top 100 picks. I've not clicked him in a while. What are you guys doing with the Jags backfield?
Bindles?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tootin is the guy. I just feel like he just is the upside pick there. But I'm fine mixing in Bigsby as well where he goes. It's pretty late as well. So don't really want to be taking too much ETN. I'd probably want. It's hard now that he's moved up, like you just said. When he was going 5-10 picks later, felt a little bit. Yeah, I was gonna say a little bit
going
later,
behind Tootin for a second due to
dude. I just
crazy.
Yeah, I just feel like Tootin is just like the quintessential best ball pick. Like, it's just like, okay, yeah, maybe he's not like giving you weekly production to start, but like we're assuming it's going to be a good offense where we're drafting, right? Like BTJ and Hunter and with Cohen, and Cohen was so good at scheming up screens and, you know, like getting Bucky Irving just really good running lanes for him, and kind of similar, obviously Tootin's a little bit more explosive, but similar style of backs, smaller backs. And so, yeah, I'm all in on Tootin. Fine taking some Bigsby, and then definitely third in the priority is ETN for me. What about you, Candyman?
I couldn't have said it better myself. I think I've warmed back up to ETN. He was on one of my winning rosters in 2023. And I'm just thinking back, like, yeah, healthy, he could do a lot, but maybe he's not going to be healthy anymore. So that's kind of the scare. And then Bigsby was effective as a rusher in limited action. So it's a three-headed monster, but you might just want to have one Jag on every other team. We're coming back up to our last two picks. We've got a 2-5-7-2 build. I don't think there's going to be a QB here we're going to want to take. So let's just forget about that and focus on, do we want a third tight end, and how we want to finish out these running backs and wide receivers, Pat?
Pittsburgh bringbacks, if you want a week 16 bring back. Let's queue up tight end. Let's go to Arroyo.
Let's get Arroyo. You want to take Arroyo here in the 17?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Take advantage of the new breaking news. I like that. I queued up Tesla. Maybe to give us a double stack for Detroit. We don't have to do it, but just kind of a fun correlation pick. Otherwise,
Tim Patrick's still there. I'm a little nervous on Tesla playing.
The running back
Brown,
very thin.
Receiver, anything like that?
Do you think we're good enough with those 5 at running back?
Yeah, I do.
Receiver wise, Keenan Allen. You want to throw it over to Mitchell?
Tesla.
20-second clock.
Tesla.
I mean, he does have some aura. That's all.
I'll make one last argument for Tesla. We didn't have a rookie wide receiver, and technically, you got to have one.
It's good. It's good. I got my one share of Tesla this season. It's good.
There you go. Do it on someone else's stream, and then
that's
you don't
it.
have to worry about it.
I just did that to. Except it was my pick. But it was on PPR Tyler's channel. It was like, all right, I'll get my Sutton share on your channel. Thanks, bro.
There we go.
There you go.
He's still mad about it.
I don't know what happened to these running backs, because there wasn't even a running back there I would feel good about clicking. Maybe we just throw in Corum and said whatever. But
I feel pretty good with those 5. Yeah.
Corum should be going by Shipley. It's like this same exact bet.
Yeah. I think with these running backs, we've got everything we need. We might have a little bit of a lull in week 12 with Hampton and HN on bye, but hopefully we've built up a big enough lead by then that it's not going to hurt too much. And if Dowdle can have standalone, Davis have standalone, then we're good. The wide receivers, yeah, I think we've got nice depth and some nice firepower there. Depth at tight end, ADP value on Ferg, taking advantage of the news with Arroyo. And we've got, we're stacked up. We don't really have bringbacks for our team per se. We do have a little bit for week 16 and week 15, but no, I think this can definitely play. It's really just a bet on our top 4 guys. If Achan and Hampton, Amon-Ra, either Devontae or Odunze are the guys that you want to have, then this team fits well with that bet.
Yeah, Green Bean says disagree. Shipley probably doesn't need an injury, let alone 2 that Corum would need. Well, the thing is, like, Barkley, we know is much better than Shipley. Like, he's not playing ahead of Barkley anytime soon. There's a very small chance that Kyren underperforms this year, and Corum enters the conversation, but he also has that standalone of being the RB2. Jarquez Hunter is like a 4 to 6 touch a game guy. Like, ceiling would be like 6 to 9, maybe 10. It depends how much they like him, but he's gonna be like that change of pace back. In my mind, that's the bet I'm making. But I think if there is an injury to Kyren, or he's on, let's say, injury, like, Corum's gonna get the majority of first and second down. That's the way I see it.
He definitely. He's like more of a one-to-one replacement. Whereas, like you're saying, Hunter's like kind of the explosive, scheme him up some fun touches on the outside, let him use his speed. But definitely agree with you.
So I think there's more outs for Corum than there is Shipley, but he's 30 picks cheaper.
Yeah, I have not been clicking Shipley, but I'm also slightly fading Saquon in favor of the receivers like CeeDee Lamb. And so I don't really know how to answer that, because I think it was Hartman was asking me, like, why aren't you drafting Shipley if you are fading Saquon for the receivers? It's more of a structural thing why I go receivers in the first round. It's not really a thing against Saquon. I would just rather have CeeDee Lamb with JT or Josh Jacobs or Bucky than I would the opposite, right? Saquon with like T. Higgins. But then when it comes to Shipley, I don't believe in him very much. Like, there's no way he ever takes and carves out a big role over Saquon. So he's 100% contingent upside. And even if Saquon gets hurt, who's to say they don't sign an unsigned free agent or bring someone else in on top of that? We've never seen anything from Shipley, but it's crazy to get drafted 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. There's a lot of contingent upside with Shipley in the Philly run game. Like, no doubt he would smash ADP if there's an injury to Barkley. But same thing, I think same thing would happen with Corum.
Yeah, both good offenses. Like, I feel like that's one of those ones where, like, as we move on into August, like, if we get some more coach speak on one or the other, on Corum or Hunter, then one of them could shoot up if we know they're the locked in RB2. So I think it's fine to, if you have a take one or the other, but I think it's fine to mix both of them in. Just, even if you get one of them to hit, that's gonna pay off pretty well in terms of CLV.
100%.
So we took Arroyo in the 17th round. We're kind of capitalizing on the recent news, and I think that's a really smart thing to do and kind of fun. Get a mini with the pick that we took with Dowdle from Carolina, but we see Gadsden also going in the 18th round.
Yeah,
that's a pretty far stretch, though. I mean, he's the tight end 3 on his own team, but interesting.
He caught a pass from Herbert today, and it was on video.
He's a real person. We saw him on Twitter, so
yeah.
Pat, share with us and the people some of your, and you say this on your streams all the time, but some of your favorite round 17, 18 guys. Like, if you can see who's going here, anyone that stands out as being that's a nice pick here or that's a terrible pick here.
Do you have the board up? One sec. I like the Pittsburgh guys. Like, a lot of the time we're just mixing in Calvin Austin. Well,
yeah, he's been rising.
Keenan Allen already said, like, he's not going to Pittsburgh. So I feel pretty comfortable mixing in Calvin Austin and or Roman Wilson at this point. They're likely to play a lot of 12 with Jonnu still, and and Pat Fry, but mixing in Roman Wilson, I think he has a better chance of being like a 13th, 14th rounder next year than Calvin Austin does. But he's one of them. There's Tutu, doesn't really excite me as much. Keenan Allen you're getting in the last round, and that's a matter of does he retire or not. If he doesn't retire and he lands on a team, you hit, like you win. He's going to be a good advance rate piece. If he retires, like that's a risk. So kind of like weigh your risk benefit. But my number one guy is AD Mitchell. I'm at like 25%. AD
Nice.
Wicks is interesting. Coker's interesting. From RBs, it's like Brashard Smith. It's Corum, although it's not exciting. Trust me, the Corum click is far from exciting, but I think you have to mix it in. There's some gross ones too. Like no one's drafting the RB2 in Vegas.
Right.
Mostert? Are you going Mostert there?
There's some gross ones, but should we be drafting an RB2 in Vegas?
There's some really gross ones. Alexander Madison touched the ball like 140 times last season. He's done over 100 touches every year of his career, and he's not getting drafted.
Yeah. Keaton Mitchell, Sean Tucker, those are two interesting ones. If their number ones go down, I like mixing in those guys a fair amount.
Yeah, Mitchell didn't. I guess Mitchell went in the last round. I thought he was already gone when we were looking at the board at pick 203, but I don't know why we didn't see him.
But yeah, that's basically it. We don't have a lot for QBs back there. You're basically looking at like indie QBs or dart. It's funny that, and I brought this up the other day, is like we're not really drafting a Giants quarterback. Like a Giants quarterback is not going in
The
like,
Browns
even
and the
50%
Giants,
of the drafts.
two teams
Right.
undrafted.
Right. So I think people are waiting for the news, but once that news comes, you should aggressively get onto it because if the contest is 50% full, 4% is going to play like 8%. 4% ownership will play like 8%.
I don't think I was, but we can check my exposures. But I'm not afraid to draft Madison. Maybe I mentioned it to Cody to try to get him to draft Madison, but let's check my
We're gonna get a Canadian diss track from
no.
Off the Schneid talking about your Alexander Madison exposure. So
I don't think so.
We're gonna
I think I
tear
drafted
the
him
shit out
twice.
of it.
on two big boards. So 2 big boards. The one I got screwed on was Gibson. I was the biggest Gibson drafter pre-draft.
Damn, I had a bag of Gibson too. I just didn't.
I know. I
think
was
the Pats had the
listening to
balls
you.
go, I don't think they had the balls to go a top like 5 RB.
Bro, I
Of course,
drafted
they
Gibson.
did. Chicago didn't.
I drafted Gibson in my one biggest board. That put me over the limit.
It was a fucking 20th round click. If anyone thinks that's gonna hurt you, like
Nah, it's fine.
they're wrong.
It's totally
They're
fine.
wrong.
A lot of Gibson, a lot of Giddens. That didn't work out. A lot of Hampton. That was at 18% Hampton, so I like that.
nice.
That's good. It's solid. Always
Shout
fun.
out to Emo Cowboy. All right, boys. You guys want to talk about anything else? Anything else?
Yeah, actually, and we had a question we never got to for Pat. It was actually from the Discord, in Bindles Discord. We do a poll every week. We want to know, like, we do like a fan, like let the fans like pick a question to ask our guest. And this week, Pat, you'll never guess the question that everyone was asking. Everyone wants to know from Pat from the Fantasy Dog Pound. They wanted to know your preference on pancakes or waffles.
Ooh, yeah. I'm a waffle guy. Heat up those Kodiaks. Let's go.
Hell yeah, get that
Love
protein
it.
in, brother.
100%.
Incredible.
100%. That's it, man. That's it.
So when we ship this team, we'll be celebrating week 17. We'll be watching Monday Night Football because we've got Devontae Adams in Atlanta, and we've got the Devontae Adams and the Mooney piece. So if this team makes it to the Best Ball Mania finals, when it does, and when we're within a couple spots of shipping the contest, we're gonna hop on a flight, all 3 of us. We're gonna fly to Atlanta. buy tickets day of to the game. We're going to sweat it out in real life, and we're going to eat some waffles to celebrate.
Some
at
chicken and
midnight
waffles
Let's
in
go.
Atlanta sounds fire. Yeah.
That's fancy. That might be too fancy for me, but I'll do it.
We're in. We're committed. When this team goes, we're going to be there, and you can see it now, right?
Let's go, man.
Hell yeah.
Book it.
All right, Pat. Well, thank you so much for hopping on with us, brother. Great, to have you on to get your takes. Very sharp guy, and always bringing positivity to the community. And just best ball overlay, great tool. And I think it's just very invaluable thing to have and balance your portfolio. And I think it really does pay off the price very easily if you're drafting, right? So,
yeah. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. Maybe I have to come after some people. We need some more drama. All right, tone it down.
More mixtapes.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Pat.
What else you have going on the rest of the week, Pat? Any other shouts?
Yeah. No, we tomorrow's Monday, so we start the work week, and we'll be back live. We're gonna try to stream as much as possible until the end of the season. Have so many drafts to catch up with, and I know Candyman Chris left a ton of drafts, a lot of meat on the bone for August, so you're gonna get a lot of content from this crew, which is exciting.
No doubt.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Candyman, what's your schedule looking like the rest of the week? I know we have Best Ball Jeopardy on Wednesday. Me and Pat faced off. It was a battle. It was about a month ago, and now us co-hosts are going to be duking it out on Wednesday. So I'm excited for that one.
I'm excited to crush you, Bindles. You're going down. This is when the bad blood begins. It's right here. I'm doing my heel turn live. Bindles, we're no longer friends the rest of this week. We're enemies, and I'm gonna get in your head. You're not going to be able to do any math live on camera. You're going to be just sweating, forgetting ADPs. I just put the image right there in your head. You're going down. I'm going to take you down in Jeopardy. And I won't apologize for anything. I'm ballsy. I'm smoking my stogies inside. I don't take shit from anyone. All right. You heard it here first. Just drafting.
What
just
about
drafting
the kids?
Teams. Smoking my stogies inside. And,
Ballsy.
yeah, just drafting best ball teams. Going to be drafting all the time, going live all the time. Make sure you're subscribed, following on Twitter, so you know when I go live, all that stuff. And we're doing live drafts, like Pat said. We're almost to August. We're going to be doing a ton of content, and hopefully, Pat, we can do some more drafts with you before the summer's over. Always a fun time. Thanks so much for coming on, man.
Hell yeah, brother. Great time, boys.
One last shout before we get out of here. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, the link is down below. Go in and hop in there. There's a bunch of ball knowers in there. Candyman, Dynasty, and Best Ball. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to share your teams, if you want a team review for one of your Dynasty teams, you can get that done in there. So be sure to hop in there. I think it's very, very plus EV. And hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday night. Shout out to Pat. Shout out to Candyman. We will see you guys. We might have a surprise stream later this week. So we will let you guys know. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. But yeah, have a great rest of your Sunday, guys, and have a good week.
Pounders.